Hello my friends, Dr. Mandell here. Today I'm going to share something that can change your health instantly, especially if you're over 50, 60, or 70. We all know that as we age, one of the biggest problems we face is muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. And when muscle starts to waste away, everything gets harder. Walking, climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, even holding your balance. Most people think the solution is to run to the store and grab a big tub of protein powder, but I want to tell you something very important. You don't need expensive supplements to keep your muscles strong. Nature has already given us something much better. And this natural food that I'm about to reveal has been studied for decades. It not only helps stop muscle loss instantly, but it also improves your energy, your brain, your bones, and your immune system. I want to talk about something that affects every single one of us as we get older, whether you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or beyond. This is something you cannot ignore. It's called sarcopenia, which simply means muscle loss with age. And let me tell you, this is one of the most overlooked but most dangerous conditions that slowly creeps into our lives without us even realizing it. Now let me paint a picture for you. When you were younger, maybe in your 20s or 30s, you could run up the stairs, carry groceries with one hand, maybe even lift heavy weights without even thinking twice, but then slowly something changes. You get into your 50s and that staircase feels a little steeper. You hit your 60s and suddenly standing up from a chair or bending down to pick something up feels like a workout. By your 70s, even walking to the mailbox can feel exhausting for many people. What's happening here? It's muscle loss, my friends. The problem is this: most people think muscle is just for bodybuilders or athletes, but the truth is muscle is your longevity organ. Your muscles aren't just there to look good in the mirror. They are critical for your survival, for your health, and for the quality of your life. Think about it. Every movement you make, from brushing your teeth to getting out of bed, requires muscle. Without strong muscles, we lose our independence, we lose our energy, and we lose the very ability to enjoy life. And here's the scary part: sarcopenia begins much earlier than most people think. Research shows that after the age of 30, we start losing about 3-5% of our muscle mass every decade if we're not doing anything to maintain it. By the time many people reach 60 or 70, they've lost up to 1/3 of their muscle mass. That's huge, and the consequences are devastating. Let's go a little deeper. When your muscles weaken, your balance weakens, you become more prone to falls. And we all know what happens when an older adult falls and breaks a hip or fractures a bone. It often leads to a downward spiral of hospital visits, surgeries, infections, and for many, they never recover fully. Statistics show that many people who suffer a serious fall never regain the ability to live independently. That's how important your muscles are. Now, it's not just about falling. Weak muscles affect your metabolism. Did you know your muscles are the largest storage site for glucose in your body? That means if your muscles shrink, your body can't regulate blood sugar properly. And what does that lead to? Diabetes, insulin resistance, fatigue, weight gain, all things that can be prevented when your muscles are strong. Your muscles also protect your bones. Every time your muscles contract, they send signals to your bones, making them denser and stronger. So if you don't have enough muscle mass, your bones become weaker, more brittle, and more likely to break. That's why sarcopenia and osteoporosis often go hand in hand. But it doesn't stop there. Muscle mass also supports your brain and your immune system. Studies show that people with stronger muscles have a lower risk of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and even depression. Why? Because active muscles release special proteins called myokines that travel to the brain and protect it from damage. At the same time, myokines reduce inflammation throughout the body, strengthening your immune system, and protecting you from chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer. So you see, muscle is not just about looking fit. It's about living longer and healthier. It's about having the strength to get up every morning with energy, the ability to play with your grandchildren, the independence to take care of yourself, and the resilience to fight off disease. Now here's the problem. Many people try to fix muscle loss the wrong way. They think, I'll just buy protein powders, drink a few shakes, and I'll be fine. But my friends, it doesn't work that way. Your muscles need more than just protein. They need real natural nutrition. They need exercise. They need movement. They need care and consistency. I want you to imagine two different paths. On one path, a person ignores muscle loss, they don't eat the right foods, they don't stay active, and they just accept weakness as part of aging. Over time, they lose their independence, they rely on medications, they need help to move around, and their world gets smaller and smaller. On the other path, a person takes action. They nourish their body with natural foods rich in protein and minerals. They do light exercises like walking, stretching, and lifting light weights, and they stay consistent. That person enters their 60s, 70s, and even 80s still strong, still vibrant, still able to enjoy life. Which path do you want to take? The good news is, it's never too late. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s rebuild muscle, regain strength, and reclaim their independence. Your body is an incredible healing machine. Give it the right tools, and it will respond. So remember this. Sarcopenia may be common, but it is not inevitable. You do not have to accept weakness and frailty as your future. Your muscles are your fountain of youth. Protect them, strengthen them, and they will protect you for the rest of your life. Today I want to speak straight from the heart about something that has become almost a craze in our society, the obsession with protein powders. Walk into any health food store, any gym, even your local supermarket, and you'll see shelves filled with shiny tubs of powders promising you bigger muscles, more strength, and faster recovery. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need them. In fact, many times they can do more harm than good. Now, don't get me wrong, protein is absolutely essential for your health. It is the building block of your muscles, your hormones, your enzymes, and even your immune system. Without protein, your body cannot repair itself. It cannot grow and it cannot stay strong. But here's the truth. Most companies don't want you to hear. You do not need to rely on expensive processed protein powders to get what your body needs. Let me explain why. When you look at protein powders, most of them are made from whey, soy, pea, or some kind of blend. They are strip processed and packaged in a way that removes much of the natural nutrition that whole foods provide. Sure, you may get 20 or 30 grams of protein in a scoop, but what else are you getting? Artificial flavors, sweeteners, preservatives, thickeners, things that your body does not recognize and quite frankly does not need. Over time, those additives can create inflammation in your gut, stress your liver, and even affect your blood sugar. I've had so many patients come to me and say, Doc, I've been drinking protein shakes every day, but I'm still tired, I'm still weak, and my digestion is a mess. And the reason is simple. Protein powders do not replace real food. Real food contains not just protein, but also fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that work together in harmony to keep your body strong and balanced. Think about this for a moment. If your goal is to stop muscle loss, wouldn't you want more than just protein? Wouldn't you want foods that also reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support your bones, and give you steady energy? That's what natural foods do. That's what lentils, beans, nuts, seeds, and lean sources of protein like fish and eggs provide. They nourish your body in ways powders simply cannot. And let's talk about digestion for a moment. Your digestive system is the gateway to your health. If your gut is inflamed or irritated, your body cannot absorb nutrients properly. Many protein powders are hard on the stomach. They can cause bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea. Why? Because they lack the natural enzymes and fiber that real food has. On the other hand, natural protein sources like lentils, quinoa, or even chia seeds not only give you protein, but also provide fiber that feeds your good bacteria, keeping your digestion smooth and your immune system strong. Now, I know some of you may be saying, but Doc, protein powders are quick and convenient, and yes, they are. I'm not saying you can never use them. If you're in a rush, if you're traveling, or if you have certain medical conditions where it's difficult to get enough protein, then sure, they may have a place in moderation, but relying on them every single day while ignoring natural foods, that's where the danger lies. Because here's what happens. People start to believe that powders are superior to real food. They think that if they just take a scoop or two a day, they can ignore their diet. And that's the trap. Health is never about shortcuts. It's about consistency. It's about giving your body what it truly needs every single day. And let me tell you something else. Nature already designed the perfect protein packages for you. Lentils, for example, give you protein, fiber, potassium, and folate all in one. Quinoa gives you a complete amino acid profile just like animal protein plus magnesium and iron. Nuts and seeds give you protein with healthy fats that protect your heart. You don't need a lab to create these things. They're already here, straight from the earth, ready to nourish you. There's also another problem with the protein powder industry, false expectations. People buy into the marketing, they see big muscular athletes on the cover of the tub, and they think, if I drink this, I'll look like that. But here's the truth. Those athletes didn't get there from powders alone. They got there from years of training, eating real foods, and living consistently. Powders are just a tiny fraction, if at all, of their success. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine you're in your 70s, you've been relying on powders for years, but you haven't been eating enough real food. Your muscles are still weak, your energy is still low, and you wonder why. On the other hand, picture someone the same age who has been eating lentils, beans, leafy greens, fruits, and healthy proteins. Their muscles are strong, their digestion is smooth, their bones are solid, and their mind is clear. That person can walk, move, and live independently. Which person do you want to be? I'm telling you, my friends, it's never too late to make the change. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on supplements. The answer is in your kitchen, not on a store shelf. Choose foods that are close to their natural state. Choose foods that are colorful, alive, and full of life. Because when you eat real food, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're feeding your entire body, mind, and soul. And here's something I always remind my patients, health is simple. It's the marketing world that complicates it. The truth is, your body doesn't need fancy products. It needs water, rest, movement, and real nutrition. That's it. The companies want you to believe you're missing something so they can sell you a solution, but you already have the solution. Nature provided it. So the next time you're tempted to reach for that shiny tub of powder, stop and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or can I get my protein from something real, something natural, something my body was designed to process? I guarantee you, your body will thank you for choosing the natural path. Remember, powders are optional, but natural foods are essential. Focus on what matters most. Your muscles, your bones, your brain, your heart, they all depend on you making the right choices. You don't need to complicate it. Keep it simple, keep it natural, and your body will reward you with strength, vitality, and a longer, healthier life. I want to share with you one of the greatest secrets for protecting your muscles, and it doesn't come in a powder, a pill, or a fancy supplement. It comes straight from the earth, and it has been feeding civilizations for thousands of years. That food is lentils. The humble lentil is one of the most powerful, nutrient-dense foods you can eat, and when it comes to stopping muscle loss, lentils are one of the best weapons you have. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking, Doc, lentils? Aren't those just little beans people throw in soups? Yes, they are, but they are so much more than that. When you look at the nutritional profile of lentils, it's absolutely amazing. Just 1 cup of cooked lentils gives you around 18 grams of protein. That's the same amount of protein you'd get in 3 large eggs or a big piece of chicken. And here's the best part. Lentils aren't just protein. They come loaded with fiber, potassium, magnesium, folate, and iron. They give you protein and so much more, all in one natural package. Why does this matter? Because when you're trying to protect your muscles, it's not just about protein alone. Your muscles need amino acids, yes, but they also need minerals to contract and relax properly. They need iron to carry oxygen. They need magnesium to regulate energy production. And they need potassium to balance fluids and prevent cramps. Lentils deliver all of these in perfect harmony. That's why they're not just food, they're medicine. Let's talk about amino acids for a moment. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. Think of them like bricks that build the walls of your muscles. Lentils are rich in essential amino acids, meaning your body cannot produce them on its own. You have to get them from food. Many people believe that only animal products can give you complete protein. But when you combine lentils with whole grains like rice or quinoa, you get a complete amino acid profile. And that combination has fueled entire cultures for centuries. Now, another reason lentils are so powerful is because they are anti-inflammatory. Unlike many processed proteins or heavy animal proteins that can increase acidity and inflammation in the body, lentils are alkaline forming. That means they help balance your body's pH, reduce inflammation, and create an environment where your muscles and cells can thrive. And we know that chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of muscle breakdown, fatigue, and disease. But there's more. Lentils also stabilize blood sugar. Why is this important for your muscles? Because when your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your body turns to your muscle tissue as a backup source of energy. That means if your blood sugar isn't stable, you're literally burning through your muscle. Lentils are packed with soluble fiber, which slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, keeping your energy steady and protecting your muscles from being sacrificed. I've seen this firsthand with my patients. They come in with fatigue, weakness, and muscle loss. They've tried powders, they've tried shakes, they've tried expensive supplements. But when I ask them to add lentils to their diet just a few times a week, the changes are incredible. Their digestion improves, their energy stabilizes, their strength increases, and they feel lighter, healthier, and more in control of their bodies. Now let me address a question I often hear, Doc. Aren't lentils just carbohydrates? My friends, not all carbs are created equal. The carbohydrates in lentils are complex carbs. They break down slowly, providing steady fuel for your body and your brain. And because they come with fiber, they don't cause weight gain. They actually help with weight management by keeping you full and satisfied. So instead of reaching for empty carbs like bread, pasta, or sweets, reach for lentils. They'll give you both protein and energy in one shot. Let's not forget about the minerals in lentils. Iron is a big one. Without enough iron, your body cannot produce hemoglobin, the molecule that carries oxygen in your blood. That means your muscles don't get the oxygen they need and you feel weak and tired. Magnesium is another key mineral found in lentils. Magnesium helps convert the food you eat into energy, and it plays a crucial role in muscle relaxation and contraction. Potassium helps balance sodium in your body, preventing high blood pressure and protecting your heart, while also preventing cramps that can come from weak or fatigued muscles. Do you see how beautifully nature designed this food? Every nutrient works together to protect your muscles, your bones, your heart, and your brain. And unlike powders or pills, there's no artificial sweeteners, no chemicals, no fillers, just real, whole, natural nutrition. Another thing I love about lentils is their accessibility. They're cheap. They're available almost everywhere. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a health food store. A bag of lentils costs less than a cup of coffee, and yet it gives you the power to protect your muscles and your health in ways that even the most expensive supplements cannot. And preparation is easy. You can throw lentils into soup, stews, salads, or even cook them into patties for a delicious protein-rich meal. They cook quickly, they store easily, and they adapt to any flavor you like. Spices, herbs, vegetables, you can make them taste however you want. The key is consistency. Eating lentils once won't change your life, but making them a regular part of your diet will. Now let me remind you why this matters. Muscle loss is not just about getting weaker, it's about losing your independence, losing your balance, increasing your risk of falls, fractures, and even disease. Every bite of lentils is a step toward protecting your independence, your energy, and your future. Your muscles are your armor, and lentils are the food that keeps that armor strong. So my friends, don't underestimate the power of this simple, natural food. Lentils are not fancy, they don't come in a shiny tub, but they are one of nature's greatest gifts, and they can truly stop muscle loss in its tracks. Add them to your life, make them a habit, and watch how your body responds with strength, vitality, and resilience. When we talk about protecting your muscles and your health, lentils are one of the most powerful foods you can put on your plate. Now, most people look at lentils and say, okay, doc, I get it. They're high in protein. And yes, that's true. But the beauty of lentils goes way beyond protein. These little powerhouses are loaded with benefits that touch every part of your body, from your heart to your brain, from your digestion to your bones. And I want to walk you through those extra benefits, because when you start to see the full picture, you'll never look at lentils the same way again. First, let's talk about inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent killers in our society. It's behind arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. The problem is, most of the foods people eat, processed foods, fried foods, refined sugars, and even some animal proteins, promote inflammation. But lentils are different. Lentils are alkaline forming and rich in antioxidants and polyphenols that actually help reduce inflammation in the body. What does that mean for you? Less pain in your joints, better recovery for your muscles, and a lower risk of disease as you age. That alone is powerful, but it's just the beginning. Next, we have blood sugar control. This is something I emphasize again and again, especially for my patients over 50 and 60. When your blood sugar is unstable, it doesn't just affect your energy, it affects your brain, your mood, and your muscles. Big spikes in blood sugar lead to insulin resistance, which forces your body to pull energy from your muscle tissue. Over time, that means more muscle loss, more weakness, and more fatigue. Lentils, on the other hand, are packed with soluble fiber. This slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, keeping your energy steady and preventing those dangerous highs and lows. In other words, lentils don't just feed your muscles, they protect them from being broken down. Now let's move to heart health. Your heart is a muscle too, and it needs protection. Lentils are one of the best foods for heart health because they are high in potassium, magnesium, and folate. Potassium helps lower blood pressure by balancing out sodium in your diet. Magnesium helps regulate your heartbeat and prevents cramping in your heart muscle. Folate helps reduce homocysteine levels in your blood, and high homocysteine is a risk factor for heart disease and stroke. So when you eat lentils, you're not just protecting your arms and legs, you're protecting the most important muscle of all, your heart. And here's something many people don't realize. Lentils are also powerful for your digestion. They are one of the best sources of dietary fiber, and fiber is the food for your good bacteria. When you feed your gut bacteria with fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids that heal your intestinal lining, reduce inflammation, and strengthen your immune system. That means fewer digestive problems, fewer infections, and a stronger body overall. And because a strong gut is the foundation of strong health, lentils are like building blocks for the rest of your system. What about your brain? Yes, lentils even play a role there. Lentils are rich in folate and B vitamins, which are essential for producing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. These are the chemicals that regulate your mood, your focus, and your motivation. Deficiencies in these vitamins are linked to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. So by eating lentils regularly, you're not only protecting your body, you're also protecting your mind. Strong body, strong brain, that's the combination you want as you age. And here's another point. Lentils are one of the best foods for your bones. Many people don't connect lentils to bone health, but they're rich in magnesium, phosphorus, and plant-based calcium. Remember, your bones and your muscles work as a team. If your muscles are weak, your bones suffer. And if your bones are brittle, your muscles can't protect you. Lentils support both. Strong muscles, strong bones, strong foundation. That's how you stay active and independent well into your later years. Another beautiful thing about lentils is weight management. As we age, metabolism slows down and weight gain becomes easier. Carrying extra weight puts more stress on your joints, your heart, and your muscles. Lentils are low in calories, but high in protein and fiber, which means they fill you up without filling you out. They satisfy your hunger, keep cravings under control, and help you maintain a healthy weight naturally. That makes them an excellent food, not just for building strength, but also for keeping your body lean and efficient. Now I want to share something that I think is very important. Lentils are one of the most sustainable foods on the planet. They require very little water to grow. They enrich the soil with nitrogen, and they provide an affordable source of nutrition for people all over the world. That means when you choose lentils, you're not only healing your body, you're making a choice that helps heal the planet. And that's a win-win for everyone. So let's bring this all together. Lentils don't just stop muscle loss. They reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, protect your heart, heal your digestion, boost your brain, strengthen your bones, help you manage weight, and even support a healthier planet. That's an incredible list of benefits from one simple natural food. And the beauty of it all is that lentils are available to everyone. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a fancy store. You just need the commitment to make them a regular part of your meals. I tell my patients this all the time. Health doesn't come from the complicated things. It comes from the simple things done consistently. A cup of lentils a few times a week may not seem like a big deal, but over months and years, it can literally change the course of your life. It can keep you strong, balanced, and independent. It can protect you from disease and give you the energy to keep doing the things you love. So my friends, the next time you're planning your meals, don't forget the humble lentil. It may not look fancy, but it is one of the most powerful foods you can eat. And when you start to experience the benefits in your body and mind, you'll understand why I call lentils one of nature's greatest gifts. We've talked about why muscle loss is such a serious issue as we age. We've uncovered the truth about protein powders, and we've seen the incredible benefits of lentils. But now comes the most important part, taking action, because information without action doesn't bring transformation. Knowing what to do is one thing, but actually putting it into practice is what changes your body, your health, and your future. So let's make this very simple. If you want to stop muscle loss, protect your strength, and improve your health naturally, here's what I want you to do. Start adding lentils into your meals at least 3 to 4 times a week. That's it. Not once every couple of months, not just when you feel like it, but consistently week after week. Why? Because consistency is the secret ingredient to health. One healthy meal won't transform you, just like one workout won't build muscle, but small, consistent choices add up to big, lasting results. Now I can almost hear some of you saying, Doc, I've never cooked lentils before. I don't know where to start. My friends, don't worry. Lentils are one of the easiest foods to prepare. They don't require soaking like other beans, and they cook in as little as 15 to 20 minutes. You can make them into soups, stews, curries, salads, or even turn them into patties and burgers. The possibilities are endless. All you need is a pot, some water, and a little seasoning. It doesn't get simpler than that. Here's a practical step you can try right away. Cook a big batch of lentils at the beginning of the week and store them in the refrigerator. That way you have them ready to add to any meal. Toss them into a salad, mix them with rice or quinoa, blend them into a soup, or simply season them with herbs and olive oil for a quick side dish. Having them ready makes it easy to stay consistent even on busy days. Now let's talk about portion size. 1 cup of cooked lentils is the magic number. That gives you about 18 grams of protein, plus fiber, minerals, and all those extra benefits we talked about earlier. If you add just 1 cup of lentils 3 or 4 times a week, that's over 50 grams of high quality plant protein supporting your muscles every single week. And remember, that's in addition to whatever other healthy proteins you're eating. Some of you might ask, Doc, is it okay to eat lentils every day? Absolutely. In fact, many cultures around the world eat lentils or other legumes daily and enjoy some of the lowest rates of chronic disease. So if you enjoy them and your body digests them well, go ahead and make them a daily habit. Your muscles and your health will thank you. But here's the real key. Don't just add lentils and expect miracles. Pair them with other healthy habits. Move your body every day, even if it's just walking or light resistance training. Stay hydrated, get enough sleep, and manage your stress. Think of lentils as one powerful piece of the puzzle. Together with these other habits, they create a foundation for long-term strength and vitality. I also want you to shift your mindset. Don't think of lentils as just foods. Think of them as medicine. Every time you eat them, you are giving your muscles fuel to grow and repair. You are feeding your gut, balancing your blood sugar, protecting your heart, and nourishing your brain. This isn't just about filling your stomach. It's about fueling your life. And please, don't let excuses hold you back. I've heard them all. I don't have time. I don't like the taste. I don't know how to cook them. My friends, your health is too important to put off. If you don't make time for your health now, you'll be forced to make time for sickness later. As for taste, lentils take on the flavor of whatever you cook them with. Add your favorite spices, herbs, or vegetables, and you'll be amazed at how delicious they can be. And if you're not confident in the kitchen, start small. Boil them, add a pinch of salt, and enjoy them plain. You'll get better with practice. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress. Even if you start with lentils once a week, that's still a step in the right direction. Build from there. Over time, those small steps will become habits, and those habits will transform your health. I also encourage you to involve your family. Share the benefits of lentils with your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. Teach them that food is not just about taste, it's about health, strength, and longevity. Imagine the impact if your whole family adopted this simple habit. You wouldn't just be protecting yourself, you'd be creating a legacy of health that could ripple through generations. So here's my challenge to you this week. Make one meal with lentils, just one, then next week, make two. Before long, it will become part of your lifestyle, and every time you eat them, remind yourself, this is not just a meal, it's an investment in my strength, my independence, and my future. Because let's be honest, my friends, the goal isn't just to live longer, the goal is to live stronger, to be able to walk, move, and play with your grandchildren, to travel, to garden, to enjoy the things you love without being held back by weakness or disease. And lentils are one of the simplest, most affordable, and most powerful tools you have to make that happen. So don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait until the doctor tells you that you've lost too much muscle or that your bones are too weak. Take action today. Go to your grocery store, pick up a bag of lentils, and start cooking. Your body will thank you, your muscles will thank you, and your future self will thank you.